Hey guys, it's Annie Margarita Yang back with another video for you today. Today is Monday, January 15, 2024. So let's get started. Today I want to respond to a comment that I got from Allison on my video yesterday called Custom Cover Letters for Jobs, a Waste of Time. And in that video yesterday, I was talking about how I got a lot of negative comments on the video where I tell you that if you want to succeed in your job search, you're going to need to apply to 50 jobs a day. And a lot of people were commenting, well, this will never work, or it might work for you, but it doesn't work for my situation. And just basically a lot of people telling me that the advice doesn't work. And Allison had commented, I noticed there were other negative comments on that video. I think the reason is because people become defensive towards an easy solution to what they think is a difficult problem. People will shoot down the solution and come up with excuses instead. And what Allison says is absolutely true. I have learned to not listen to what people say and what their opinions are unless they have done it themselves. So for everyone who says, oh, applying to 50 jobs a day doesn't work, and they commented on that video, my response is pretty much in my head. I don't actually verbalize it back as a written comment, but in my head, I'm just wondering, well, did you try? Did you apply to 50 jobs a day? What makes you say that this advice doesn't work? Unless you've actually followed the advice and you come back to me and say it doesn't work, how constructive or beneficial is the comment? Are you making a difference in your life if you just say, oh, it doesn't work, so I'm not gonna try? So what makes me say this is because a few years ago when I first moved to Boston and I got an entry-level accounting job here, I was thinking to myself, I'm never going to get ahead financially unless I'm able to make some money on the side in addition to my full-time job, because every year the rent goes up by $100 a month. Comcast increases the internet bill. Eversource is going to increase the electricity rate. So even if I keep my usage the same, inflation makes everything go up. So there's just no way for me to get ahead financially unless I have a side hustle of some form. So I came across Ramit Sethi's Earn $1,000 on the Side course, and a lot of his copywriting, the sales pitch, it really spoke to me at that time in my life. And I was like, wow, maybe it is possible for me to earn $1,000 on the side. His sales copy was basically saying it's a possibility for you. It's totally reasonable. You might feel like it's out of reach, but actually it's a goal that's just slightly uncomfortable, but it's something that's reasonable enough that if you're willing to work hard toward it, you can achieve it. And that really spoke to me. But before I wanted to spend any money on the course was $999 if you pay lump sum. And if you paid for it in a monthly payment plan, it was $99 a month for 12 months. So basically an extra $200 if you get on a payment plan. And before I bought the course, I was like, okay, let me just search the internet and type in earn 1K on the side, Ramit Sethi review, to see what other people are saying. What are real people saying about this course? Did they have success with it? Is it not as good as he says it is? Are people actually getting results out of this course? And of course, the vast majority of the things that I read about this course from people online, especially on Reddit, were saying, oh, the course doesn't work. He's just selling snake oil. He's selling the dream. But, I took the course, I bought it, and it doesn't work. And, I was eyeing this course for 2 months, and those negative reviews were just making me hesitant to buy. But I was still getting emails from Ramit selling me the course because I got on his email list. And finally, I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to bite the bullet. I'm going to pay for the course, and I'm just going to see whether it works, because I will never know if it will work unless I take it myself. And what I did was I got an accountability buddy. So I asked my best friend, I called her up. I was like, I bought this course. It's $1,200 because I got on a payment plan. And I want you to hold me accountable. I want to prove to myself that the problem is not the course. I want to make sure that the problem is me. The problem is that I will take the course, I'll watch the videos, read everything, and I just won't take action. So that was like my biggest fear. So I told her, I'm going to take one module per week, 1 or 2, I don't remember, 1 module per week in this course. I think it was a 12 module course. And I am going to implement the homework. So let's meet every week. Let's get on a phone call. And I'm going to tell you about what I learned this week and what I'm going to do for the coming week and what I accomplished the prior week based on the homework. And she said that sounds like a great idea. And then after 8 weeks, I managed to land my first client. The client was paying me $150 a month for bookkeeping. So already when I landed that first bookkeeping client for $150 a month, I've already made my money back because I'm paying Ramit $99 a month for his course. And I got a client that was paying me $150 a month. So basically I made $51 positive in cash flow every month because of that. And then as a benefit of the course, you also get 15 minutes of private coaching time with one of the customer service reps in case you're struggling with anything. So I got on the call, and then the sales rep was asking me like, okay, is there anything you're struggling with? Where are you at right now? And I said, well, I've been taking the module in order. I do 1 a week, so I'm right on track in terms of the course material. And I managed to land a client for $150 a month. And then she's like, wow, you're way ahead of most people. Most people, they don't have any success, actually. The vast majority of people don't have any success with the course. The course works, but people, they just don't take action. They're somehow stuck. And I think, so the reason why I was successful is because I had an accountability buddy. So basically, the problem is not the information. The problem is people's unwillingness to take action. They think that if they just read or watch something, it's enough, but that's not enough. You have to know what the right action is. So first of all, the strategy is important, but you also just have to just go. You know, you just have to like go for it. Like I can sit here and tell you, you need to apply to 50 jobs a day if you want to get an offer in 5 days, right? Or I can say, oh, if you want to win a book award, apply to 50 book awards. You want to get on 100 podcasts, apply to be on 500 shows and you'll get 100, right? But like, people don't actually take the action. So that's why I wanted to test my assumption when I paid for that course. I was like, I just want to prove to myself that it's not the course's fault. Because if he's so successful, Ramit is so successful right now, you know, he's published a book, and you can find that book in airports, right, at this point. He has a show on Netflix. Like, he's successful. And I want to learn from people who are successful. I don't want to learn from people who don't have success, who don't have results. And the people on Reddit who were saying really negative things about his course were not successful, right? So I don't want to listen to those kinds of people. So when people comment on my video and say, oh, applying to 50 jobs a day doesn't work, I think of this experience. I'm just like, did you do it yourself? Are you just here watching a 20-minute video, sitting back eating your popcorn, but you're not actually taking action? Did you apply to 50 jobs a day today? How about yesterday? Did you do it yesterday? Like, I'm just not interested. Another thing is, referring back to what Allison said, there's an easy solution. So people will shoot down the solution and come up with excuses instead. There was this time in my life when I'm still really passionate about helping people with their finances, but I was willing to go really far in helping people for free. Like, it was to the point where people were telling me, I think in my early 20s, people were complaining to me like, oh, the economy is so bad, it's so hard to get a job. And so when I lived in Brooklyn at the time, I saw so many help wanted signs on windows, the windows of shops around me wherever I was walking, right? If I'll walk around 18th Avenue in Brooklyn or along 65th Street in Brooklyn, I would see so many help wanted signs. And I was like, wow, why are these businesses advertising these jobs on the door? Are they advertising online? Because maybe if the job was posted online, more people would know about it and more people would want to apply, because if people are having a hard time landing a job, at least the employer could make it easier for them to know that they're hiring, right? Rather than just posting it on the door and hoping someone walks by and sees it and goes in and apply for the job. So what I did was every time I saw like a help wanted sign on a door, I would take a picture of it and I would just post it to my Facebook. I'd just be like, such and such store is hiring. If you're interested, go apply, right? Because I had so many people in my Facebook friends, they were just like, oh, it's so hard for millennials to get ahead and get a job. Nobody's hiring. I'm like, there are so many places hiring, right? It was like, if a homeless person walked up to me, I would go out of my way to help the homeless person. If he walked up to me, I wouldn't directly give him money, but I would give him a cell phone. I would buy blankets. I would buy them food, right? I'll treat them to the meal and have a conversation with them. Whatever I can to help without directly giving money, I will do it. I will go out of my way to do that for them. I will direct them to resources that they might not know about that help homeless people. So I was just like really, really passionate about helping very low income people and also homeless people. And when I moved to Lubbock, Texas, after I lived in Brooklyn, the next thing I wanted to do is I just wanted to do private financial coaching. And because I needed experience, I was willing to do it for free. So just because I needed experience, I was willing to not get paid for it. So, I went around advertising, I'm going to help people who are broke and living paycheck to paycheck. I am going to help you budget your money for free. I'm going to make a budget for you. It's totally going to work. I'm going to do all the math and make sure you get on like a debt payoff plan so that you pay the least amount of interest. And if you just follow this budget that I make for you to a T, you will pay off your debt by a certain amount of time, as promised. Just follow the plan that I make for you. Not only that, I will even go out of my way to help you stay accountable. So I will even call you every night around maybe 6, 7, just to check in with you for 5 minutes. I'm gonna call you and just check that you tracked your expenses for the day. Because one of the things that's really important to get ahead financially is you need to track your expenses. If you don't track and you're not aware on a daily basis, once a week is not enough, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck. You need to know on a daily basis where you stand financially, what you spent today, how much money you have left in your budget so that you don't overspend in any budget category. I was willing to go that far for free. Okay, I was calling people every night for a 5-minute check-in. And you know what happened after 3 days? So people were always like, oh my gosh, this is so great. I'm so excited. I am so excited. Thank you. Annie, you are a savior. This is like a gift from heaven. I am so excited for the possibility of like getting ahead financially. And after 3 days, the excitement would wear off because they realize it's not as easy as they think it is. And so I would call them for their check-in and then they would ghost me. Every single person would ghost me. They would not pick up the phone. They would not respond to the text. And at first I was like, what happened? Did they end up in the hospital? Did something happen? Like I genuinely thought like maybe they had a medical emergency that caused them to not call me back, to not answer the phone or text. And when several people did that to me, pretty much every person that I was helping did that to me, I realized they don't care enough. They will verbally say they want something, but they're not willing to put in the work. They're not willing to put in the action. So that's why they live paycheck to paycheck. They will be broke. And the worst nail in the coffin was when I moved to Boston. So I was still building up my reputation. So when I moved to Boston, I didn't know anybody. I didn't have any network. And every Friday I would go to the bank to deposit my paycheck. So I made friends with some of the people at the bank. They asked me what I did. I said, well, this is what I do. I help people with their finances. So if you want help, I'm even willing to help you guys for free if you want. I just need experience. This is my passion. Even if I wasn't paid to do it, I would keep on doing it. I'm that passionate about it. And so one of the tellers took me up on the offer. And I said to him, his only homework was to gather all of his bank statements, his most recent bank statement, and all of his loan statements. So personal loans, car loans, student loans, credit card debt, like all of those loans, just the most recent statement. All I needed to see from the most recent statement was the interest rate, the current balance, the minimum payment due, right? Just very simple things. I don't think I'm asking for much, guys. I was just asking for documentation that you can easily get from the online website, right? You can finish this task, I think, in like 15 minutes these days, because you don't have to get the statements in the mail. You can download them online. And I confirmed with him multiple times. I said, hey, we're meeting at your, not only that, I made it easy for him. I said, I'm going to meet you at your place. I'm going to meet you at your apartment because I want to make it as convenient as possible for you to get ahead financially. And so I'm willing to travel to your house, right? So that way you don't waste time commuting. So you cannot tell me the I'm busy excuse. That doesn't exist, right? I've already eliminated the I'm busy excuse. So the only excuse you have is you don't have one. You just don't actually want it, right? I confirmed with him 3 times. Hey, we're meeting Sunday at 6, right? Yes, we're meeting Sunday at 6. Okay, make sure you got nothing planned and have your statements ready. And 1 hour before we were supposed to meet, I just confirmed one more time, hey, we're meeting at 6, right? And he didn't respond to me. So 6 o'clock, knock on his door to his apartment, and he opens the door. He's celebrating his brother's birthday party. And he goes, oh, come in. We're celebrating my brother's birthday party. And then I'm like, okay. So I go in, I sit on a sofa. I wait 1 hour before I finally say, we were supposed to have a session. When are we going to start? And then at that point, his face turns really grim. And then he has to tell everyone, I'm sorry, the party is over. So I felt like I was the party pooper here. And he says to everyone, I have to work on my finances. I'm sorry to send you guys home early. And then once everyone's out and I asked, did you gather your statements? And he's like, my statements. And he hadn't. He was like scrounging around for 20 minutes looking for his statements. And then when he finally did get his statements, they were still in the envelopes. He didn't even open them. Yeah. So after that experience, I never helped people one-on-one. He was the last one. That was the last straw that broke the camel's back. I was like, I will never privately coach anyone on their finances. I firmly believe God helps those who help themselves. The information is out there. Information, especially personal financial information that will benefit your life, is available so freely on the internet. It's like there's almost no excuse not to do well financially if you just follow the information. So I've just basically come to realize that while the solutions are easy, as Allison says, there's all sorts of reasons for why people are not willing to put in the work and why they don't get ahead financially. And one of the things with the job search issue is, I don't know, it's something up here, mental, some sort of limiting belief that causes people to self-sabotage themselves, which is really sad because I can clearly see why someone is having a problem, but as much as you can give them the solution and lead the horse to water, you can't make the horse drink, right? So it's quite upsetting, but I help who I can. So whoever I'm able to reach, I will still show up every day smiling and hoping that there's at least one person's life that I can touch with the information that I'm sharing. Even if you don't comment or something, right? Like if I'm able to get one person who I don't even know to somehow get to take action and they find, oh my gosh, this changed my life. I managed to make $35,000 more, $50,000 more just because I followed Annie's advice. Her advice works. I mean, that's good karma for me. It's good karma for everybody, right? So that's it. I just wanted to share that because it's just crazy. This is why people are not successful. They're not willing to take action. I have come to learn that people will verbally tell me, Annie, I work so hard. And I might verbally respond back, yeah, you work really hard. But in my heart, like, I'm just like, you can work really hard at the wrong things, first of all. Or you might say you're working hard, but actually compared to the people who are very, very successful, you might think you're working so hard here, but someone who's super successful might be up here in terms of their output, and you just don't even know. You don't even know that you're doing only half the amount of work as someone else, right? That's why someone texted me this morning, hi, I know you watch every video that I post, about how her daughter was only applying to one job a week. So I was like, yeah, I mean, that's why people don't have success. They're only applying to 1 to 2 jobs a week and they're wondering why they're unemployed. Well, that's why. That's it for you guys tonight. Hope you had a good day today. Just some, I think, one update in regards to economics, banking crisis. So I just ran the numbers for how much the rent should be on that restaurant that I was talking about. I think in a video 2 weeks ago, I was saying that there's this restaurant that we rent the commercial space out to in the property management company that I work for, and their rent is supposed to be 8% of sales. So I have access to all of their sales data. And so I finally just ran the numbers because I had to calculate the rent that was due for December 2023. And yeah, their sales had, I was hoping that November was just a fluke, where their sales dropped by 30%. So their sales from all the months prior, on average, they were making $105,000 to $110,000 a month in revenue. And then all of a sudden in November, it dropped by like 30% to about 77,000 or so. And then I was like, oh, I hope it's just like a fluke. Maybe it's just a bad month. And then, so now December's numbers are out and nope, sales have stayed at that level. So December was just as bad. This is not good for the restaurant. I think people really aren't spending money and we're heading into a really bad economic recession, maybe even depression for the next decade. That's it for you guys. I will see you guys tomorrow.